Hey folks, I'm attorney Roger P. Foley. I'm going to talk to you today just briefly about motions for early termination of probation. One of the things that the statute allows is that if you take a plea or whether you go to trial, whatever your sentence is, whatever you're adjudicated, whether it's a withholding of adjudication or an adjudication, if you plea or have some sort of sentence and the part of your sentence is probation, the statute allows for you to early terminate your probation. Well, what do you have to do when you're dealing with that? Well, the first thing you have to know is that you have to complete at least half of your probation. You have to be up to date on your payments, and you have to have already fulfilled all of the requirements. So let's say you have a mental health evaluation or a drug and alcohol evaluation or anger management. Whatever you're required to do, whatever the conditions of probation are, you have to have completed those. So like community service, it would have to be completed. If you have a fine, it would have to be paid. If you had any fees, they would have to be done. If you had drug and alcohol evaluation and follow-up treatment, that evaluation and the follow-up treatment must be completed. So what do? How does it work? Well, you call me, you hire me, I reach out to probation. Probation's number one. I want to see how you're doing with probation and try to get probation to agree to the early termination, right? Step one, check, right? Step two is contact the state attorney. Now, if the state attorney agrees, right, and they have no objection, it's usually a rubber stamp, right? The judge will just go, no problem. If we're in Palm Beach, we'll do an agreed order and we'll send it into the judge. If probation and the state attorney agree, we're pretty much, it's a home run. Not 100% because the judge has the discretion, but more than likely it's a rubber stamp. So what happens when the state attorney objects? Well, sometimes they have a good reason to object. Sometimes the person has violated probation. Sometimes they've violated in the past during the course of probation. Sometimes whether there's a technical violation or there's a new law violation, that's a pretty good reason to object. But this morning, I had a case, and there's really no reason to object other than, yeah, we don't want to do that. So what did the judge do? Judge listened to what I had to say, then said, no. Now, do I want to argue with the judge? Yes. Do I want to? But what does the case law say? What does the statute say? It's in the discretion of the court. What does that mean? Because I said so, right? The judge could literally go, because I said so, and we lose. And that's what happened this morning. I'm not happy about it. I kind of think the judge is a jerk because all he did was listen to his logic this morning was, well, you entered into a deal with the state, and I don't like to interrupt those deals. Well, the legislature says that that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at it. But no, he rubber stamped it, denied. So here I am this morning researching some more case law to see if there's any way to do it. And I have had motions, denied in the past. And usually what I do is I just file them again in another month. And then he'll be like, weren't we here? Yeah, that was a month ago. Now the case law says that I can keep reapplying. Sometimes that pisses him off, sometimes it doesn't, but it's so ridiculous. I mean, why should it not be terminated if probation or the mental health providers or the drug and alcohol treatment providers, if all of those so-called experts, right, if they all say that's what they want, oh, they need treatment, they need this, they need that, right? Okay, well, if all those people agree that the person is good now and that they've done more than enough, more than half of their probation, and they're recommending that it be terminated, just because a prosecutor goes, yeah, no, we had a deal and it was for this. Now, if the deal had said no early termination, I would understand that. But that's not what it says. So I'll probably file it again. Anyway, that's a little bit about early termination of probation. I hope it helps you. If you have a question, if you're filing for early termination, you need help, contact my office. Thanks for listening.